At a time of massive and unprecedented income and wealth inequality, the Republicans look around them and they say, wow, we got three people owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society. Very richest people are becoming phenomenally richer. Working people are struggling. What's the solution? Well, obviously, the solution is to give massive tax breaks to the rich and make a very bad situation even worse.
What's up, everyone? Today, we are witnessing a total collision of worldviews. On one side, you have Senator Bernie Sanders, the architect of the tax the rich movement. In a recent hearing, Bernie laid it out plain. He looked across the room and said, and I quote, "At a time of massive and unprecedented income and wealth inequality, the Republicans look around and say, wow, we got three people owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society. What's the solution? Obviously, the solution is to give massive tax breaks to the rich. Bernie's narrative is simple. The 1% are phenomenally richer while you struggle, and the GOP just wants to give millionaires and billionaires a huge tax break. It's a line he's used for 40 years, but this time he ran right into a brick wall named Senator Bernie Moreno. Let's get into the footage.
It is apparently not good enough that the top 1% today own more wealth than the bottom 90%. That is rather phenomenal. But in my Republican colleagues' eyes, the wealthy and the powerful need even more help. 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 90%, just not good enough. We could do better than that. So not only should the very wealthy be asked to pay their fair share of taxes, the Republicans believe that we should give huge tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires.
I think we need to kind of go back in time for just a little bit, not quite as much as in Back to the Future. Let's just go back to 2020. There was an election in 2020. The Democrats gained control of the Senate and the White House. And what's been the result? During the 4 years of President Trump, his first term, it was never better for working class Americans. Real wage growth grew. The middle class was doing better. Our economy was doing fantastic. The Republicans had passed the TCJA, which gave tax relief to all Americans. And we received, and this is very important, the federal government received a record amount of revenue. So even though there was tax cuts for the wealthy was the headline. By the way, that line is as old as dirt, and it's totally false. While the tax rates were cut, tax revenue was at a record level. It would be fascinating if there was just one Democrat that acknowledged that we received a record amount of revenue in the federal coffers. You think to yourself, well, wait a second. Like, I'm a business guy. Like, if my revenue was at an all-time high and I was losing money, I'd say we have a huge expense problem. Like, oh my God, how could I get record revenue and yet have record deficits? Why? Because when you give Democrats control of our budget, what happens? I'll give you some examples. When my colleagues talk about how they defend the working class, I think the working class spoke pretty clearly on November 5th of 2024 and said, thank you, but no thank you. So what can happen in my old world of owning car dealerships? Mr. Chairman, you could walk into one of my dealerships, be a multimillionaire, pick out a beautiful custom-made Rolls-Royce Spectre where the audio system upgrade is $21,000. The logoed headrest in the back seat are $1,500. The umbrella with a logo could be 10 grand. You can lease that car. And thanks to the amazing and remarkable policies from the Democrat Party, the federal government will give you a check for $7,500. Think about that for just a second. That is a bill that became law called the Inflation Reduction Act, giving Rolls-Royce lease customers $7,500 lowers inflation, and every one of them voted for that bill. How did that bill become law, you ask? Did it get 60 votes? Rigorous debate? No. They did it through reconciliation. And Kamala Harris broke the tie-breaking vote so that multimillionaires could have their fifth vehicle parked in Palm Beach with a check for $7,500 thanks to the U.S. taxpayer. We have seen program after program that the Democrats are crying foul about, saying Americans did not vote for this. Oh, absolutely they did. Americans are sick and tired of political people here in Washington, D.C., spending our money and burning it. They're not even using it wisely. They're putting it into a pit and burning it.
Boom. Did you catch that? Moreno didn't come to play defense. He came to demolish the myth. He thanks the chairman, notes he'd already cast his votes for the day, then turns and locks eyes with Bernie. He calls the tax cuts for the wealthy headline exactly what it is, old as dirt, and completely false. Then he drops the hammer Democrats hate hearing, under the TCJA. Even with the rate cuts, the federal government pulled in record revenue. Record revenue. Moreno's logic is airtight and brutal. He puts it like the business owner he is. If your revenue hits an all-time high but you're still bleeding money, you don't have a tax problem. You have a massive spending problem. He blasted the Democrats for ignoring the cash flooding into the Treasury while they kept running record deficits like there's no tomorrow. But the part that's exploding online. Moreno uses his real-world car dealer experience to torch the Inflation Reduction Act as the total scam it is. He paints the picture. Imagine a multi-millionaire walks into my dealership. He buys a custom Rolls-Royce Spectre, $21,000 audio system, $10,000 logoed umbrellas. And because of the Democrats and Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote, the U.S. taxpayer writes that millionaire a $7,500 check to lease that luxury car. Let that sink in. While Bernie rants about the evil 1%, his own party is literally subsidizing Rolls-Royces for Palm Beach elites. If that's not peak hypocrisy, I don't know what is. If you think that's as insane as I do, smash that subscribe button right now. We're exposing this garbage every single day. Then Moreno pivots to the real-world disaster of Democrat spending. He talks about driving down Fifth Avenue in New York, past the Roosevelt Hotel. Back in the day, his parents told him that's where only rich people stay. Today, it's packed with 150 rooms of illegal aliens at $6,000 per room per night. And who owns the hotel? The government of Pakistan. Moreno slams them. Democrats are more interested in funneling $100 million to a foreign government that once sheltered Osama bin Laden than helping the actual working families in Ohio. He called their "we're here to help you" routine exactly what it is, pure crap. And the American people saw right through it on November 5th. Moreno finishes with a lightning bolt. He's not in D.C. to sit on a beach. He's there because he's sick of leaders burning our money in a bottomless pit. His final shot to Bernie and the whole Democrat circus. It's time for the U.S. government to do what every household in America does, balance the damn budget. The narrative is shattered, folks. The working class has spoken loud and clear. Bernie got owned. The left's class warfare playbook just got torched live on camera. What do you think, patriots? Was Moreno right to call out that Rolls-Royce subsidy scam? Drop it in the comments. Was this the savage takedown of the year or what? Smash that like button if you're done with the hypocrisy. Hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. We've got more epic owns, brutal truth bombs, and Democrat meltdowns coming your way. America first. Always. See you in the next one.